With the partial reopening of both higher institutions of learning, secondary and primary schools in phases by the Ministry of Education, the intention was to resume learning but with strict standard operating procedures of managing crowds, social distancing, use of sanitizers and face masks to stop the spread of COVID-19. However, a drive to one of the biggest institutions of higher learning in the country to determine whether standard operating procedures are still intact after nearly 3 months of reopening for physical learning unearthed the shocking details. Our observation started at Makerere University main gate, and here we were shocked to find out that none of the standard operating procedures like temperature guns, hand sanitizing equipments are in place despite the police presence. From here, we then entered the university and stayed at the University College. We established that there were sanitizers at all designated points for sanitization of hands at the college entrances, but none of the students was bothered to take use of them. We also noticed that social distancing, wearing of masks is not practiced at all. Right from the seating arrangement in lecture rooms to the university compound, as students socialized freely and none is concerned about enforcing the standard operating procedures. The students here have different views as to why they are not adhering to the SOPs.
But I may say that still the number is overwhelming. There are no people to enforce that whoever passes washes hands or sanitizes. It is just there, whoever wants, they will sanitize, whoever doesn't want, they won't sanitize.
As a student, you ought to follow the SOPs. So this is something personal. Sometimes you find we have masks, we carry, some of us have hand sanitizers we carry around, but then sometimes you might have this 3-hour lecture that is really long, and like you have to be confined in one place with your mask for 3 hours, no movement, no nothing. Sometimes you feel it's a bit difficult.
Students are not seeing the fellow students dying at the moment, so they have become reluctant. They don't see any reason why they should put on the mask yet. No one is falling sick or dying.
As Africans, if we are not affected yet by something, we can never respond to it positively. And I think that has been the sole reason as to why these people are not putting on the masks.
Dr. Gerard Walulia, a lecturer at Makerere University, interlinks the laxity of enforcing standard operating procedures to negative public perception about the pandemic.
What we should remember is that the students we have here at the university are not so different from the rest of the people who are outside the university. So the same way you see other people outside the university not following SOPs is the way students here also disregard SOPs.
Our findings then here points to 4 major conclusions, which are no sanitizing or hand washing equipment at all the 3 major entrances of the university. The university installed hand sanitizing equipment at college entrances, but students and administrators do not make use of them. There is no change on the seating arrangements in lecture rooms, and finally, social distancing among students is not practiced at all. Sadamu Bale, UBC News, Kampala.